outside and trying to run is very important in terms of those extra few yards, especially if he's trying to get third down and 8, third down and 10 stretches where suddenly the edge just gives away. And, yeah, we were in our same kind of trouble against Kansas from a couple weeks ago. So there's a lot to look for in this game, and it'll be interesting how it kind of develops throughout the week. We'll dive into it more later in this week. I just wanted to do a little touch-up into it. But I want to do a little round around, take a look at the Mountain West as a whole after week one, take stock into things, and why don't we have a little fun talking about the college football weekend as well. Wow, we're already wrapping up hour number one coming up next. Well, actually, before I do that, I do have something to tell the folks here at home. So why don't I do that right now? And I got to tell the people about DraftKings. That's right. DraftKings NFL fans, week one is your shot to play for free and stack $1 million cash bag with DraftKings Pick 6, an official partner of the NFL. Here's how. You download the DraftKings Pick 6 app, DraftKings' easiest way to play fantasy. You enter for free. You pick more. Talking about sharing this link with your friends. You add more cash to the bag and get bonus shots to win. Hit all 6 picks, and you'll be splitting a bag that's already at $1 million and more. So be sure to download the DraftKings Pick 6 app. Use code KFIG. Opt in for free. Start stacking entries for NFL Week 1. Zero cost. Huge upside. In partnership with DraftKings Pick 6, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Must be 18 plus age and eligibility restrictions vary by jurisdiction. Void where prohibited. Must claim token for free entry into Bag Builder contest. Only perfect entries earn share of cash prize. Tokens are single-use and expire September 8th at 8:15 p.m. Eastern. Terms at pick6.draftkings.com/promos. NFL fans, week one is your shot to play free and stack $1 million cash bag with DraftKings Pick 6, an official partner of the NFL. Here's how. Download the DraftKings Pick 6 app, DraftKings' easiest way to play fantasy. Enter for free and pick more or less on 6-player stats for week one. Share your link with friends to add more cash to the bag and get bonus shots to win. Hit all 6 picks, and you'll be splitting a bag that's already at $1 million or more. Download the DraftKings Pick 6 app, use code KFIG, opt in for free, and start stacking entries for NFL Week 1. Zero cost, huge upside. In partnership with DraftKings Pick 6, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Must be 18 plus age and eligibility restrictions vary by jurisdiction. Void where prohibited. Must claim token for free entry in Bag Builder contest. Only perfect entries earn share of cash prize. Tokens are single use and expire September 8th at 8:15 p.m. Eastern. Terms at pick6.draftkings.com/promos.
It was 106 degrees. The Johnsons were sweating, and their AC, dead silent. But 2 doors down, the Millers, cool and comfortable. Why? They called Lee's Air for a $99 AC maintenance before summer started. We catch problems before they catch you. Don't sweat the heat. Beat it. Lee's Air Plumbing and Heating. Fast, friendly, guaranteed. Call now or schedule at leesair.com.
Football fans, it's Phil Benatti here with Behind the Bench. Big thing I think about with tailgates is the food, and the best place to get ready for it is visiting Grocery Outlet in Kerman, Sanger, and Fresno's Southeast, Downtown, and Northwest stores. Stock up and save big on quality meats, snacks, drinks, beer, and wine, and same quality as the big chain stores, but at lower prices. And while you're there, sign up for the Tailgate Ready contest to win a pair of tickets to each Fresno State home game and $100 for your tailgate, only at participating Grocery Outlet stores here in the Central Valley.
Hey, football fans, you know what makes a team great on the gridiron? It's when all the players do their part to make everything work. That's what Superior Pipe can do for your food processing plant, chemical plant, boiler service, or tank truck. Thanks to their reliable and durable pipes, valves, and fittings, you can be sure that everything that makes your team perform is running strong. And with their same-day service and competitive pricing, they'll help make sure all your players are doing their part. Call now at 266-PIPE or visit online at SuperiorPipeUSA.com today. Go Dogs!
Summer is here, and the hottest deals are at Valley Pure. For premium indoor house flower to tasty edibles, smooth vapes, must-have concentrates, and refreshing cannabis drinks, we've got everything you love at prices that keep you coming back for more. Stock up for your summer fun with unbeatable discounts across all Valley Pure locations. Whether you're looking to relax, celebrate, or spark up some good vibes in the sun, Valley Pure has the deals to keep the season rolling with easy online ordering and curbside pickup right from the app.
For over 4 decades, Fresno Rack has been providing businesses with high-quality industrial warehouse racking and shelving systems all over the western U.S. Being a Nucor Steel Premier Stocking Distributor enables Fresno Rack to provide warehouse racking at wholesale prices. You can rest at ease knowing that Fresno Rack and Shelving is creating your warehouse system the way you have always wanted. With the largest local stock in California, we can provide the best prices with quick and easy deliveries. Think of Fresno Rack when needing pallet racking, warehouse part shelving, mezzanines, rack safety protection, storage cabinets, safety cabinets, warehouse safety ladders, and so much more. Fresno Rack and Shelving. Find out how easy everything can be. Call 275-RACK. Click FresnoRack.com or visit Fresno Rack Showroom and kick the tires. Fresno Rack and Shelving, your one-stop shop for sales, design, engineering, and installation all under one roof. Go Dogs!
On the show, and good to have you here. By the way, we have a nice new fresh schedule for you all. Let me do a little run through of that for you all coming up in the next coming week. Tonight, like we said, Giants and Rockies coming up. A's are in St. Louis for A's and Cardinals, so that'll be at 4 o'clock, which is coming up in just a little bit, that pregame, 4 o'clock, 4:35 first pitch from St. Louis. Tomorrow we'll have my show from 3 to 5. Tony's before it, 2 to 3. We're going to have Giants and Rockies again at 5:10 with a 5:40 first pitch from Colorado. Sunbird Sports Show. Paul Metters is going to have another edition of that tomorrow at 7:90. That's going to be a 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. play as well. Thursday, we'll have Sportsline Bulldog Hour with Tony T from 2 to 3. We'll have my show from 3 to 5. And then at 5 o'clock, NFL kicks off. Dallas, Philly, from Philadelphia. We'll have that 5 o'clock on 1430. Go enjoy some football. Can't wait. Friday, we'll have Sportsline and Bulldog Hour with Tony D from 2 to 3. We'll have my show from 3 to 5. And then we will have Clovis West. First time looking at the Clovis West team here this season. They got Edison of Stockton. That's going to be at Buchanan High. 7 p.m. pregame with a 7:30 kickoff. Myself, Paul Metters, on the call for that one on Friday. A's and Angels throughout the weekend. Central Valley Sports Report will be on Saturday, 10 a.m. to noon. And then on Sunday, here is your NFL slate. We'll have the Niners in Seahawks on 14:30 at 12:05 p.m. pregame with a 1:05 kickoff. Sunday Night Football will also be on 14:30 between the Baltimore Ravens and the Buffalo Bills. On the morning side on 790, you'll have a 9:30 pregame with a 10:05 kickoff between the Raiders and the Patriots. As soon as Raiders and Patriots wraps up, Rams and Texans will be kicking off from there. That's a 1:05 kickoff there from L.A. And then we'll have some Monday Night Football, as well, coming up on Monday. Major Wager Monday, by the way. Hello, we're back. Me and Ed's Victory Grill. Be sure to join us for Vikings and Bears at 5 o'clock. We'll have that game also on 14:30. Can't wait to bring that to you. All right, let's do a little roundout of the entire weekend of college sports as well. Little touch on the little Mountain West side of things. We were talking about some stuff in terms of that as far as where is it? Why am I getting some weird tabs in ESPN? I'm telling you, we are an ESPN company, but I will say we need some work on our on the website there in terms of it. I don't know who develops anything. All right, anything notable on the Mountain West side of things? Obviously, we talked about Boise to an extent last time. In terms of other games, San Jose State losing by a field goal twice on Friday. That was brutal in terms of that for Central Michigan. I had higher hopes for San Jose State. I'm a little shocked at that one in terms of it. Did Nevada cover? What was it, 43.5? I think Nevada did cover with a 46-11 loss.
35-point spread.
I said it. Tanvir, I would have bet $1 million on Nevada to cover that.
You would have been a multimillionaire at this point.
I would have loved it.
I think both of these Mountain West teams that played the Big Ten guys in Penn State and Michigan, they played.
Yeah.
I mean, Nevada not necessarily, but New Mexico I thought played pretty well.
Valiant effort from New Mexico. That trick play, they got some things going.
Amazing.
Yeah. If you didn't see, what did they fake? They faked the tush push or something like that, or at least a sneak.
Yeah,
and they just let the ball roll to the back behind the running back there.
The quarterback was under center, and the snap was direct to the running back.
Yeah.
And then the tight end just flared out, and it was just a touchdown over the top. It was a really nice play from the Lobos.
Nice. Lobos 0-1. Air Force, big win over Bucknell. Hawaii, woof, against Arizona. 40-6, so that wasn't competitive at all in terms of the Rainbow Warriors. I liked what I saw from Colorado State for a little bit on Saturday night against Washington. That game got over pretty late there. Washington was giving it all they could in terms of that, and then finally kind of started turning the other way. I'm telling you, I think now I'm kind of sitting here thinking, I'm like, it's Boise, it's Colorado State. I feel like he's kind of in the best spot Mountain West-wise after week one. If I had to really look at it, I think I kind of like what Colorado State's given based off that game against Washington.
Yeah, I think that's the general sense. I thought I had a little bit more hope for UNLV to do something, but both of those games, they have won them, but it just has not been impressive per se. They won by 17 against Sam Houston. After, what did they beat? Yeah, they beat Idaho State by a touchdown. So even though they are 2-0, I think that there is a little bit of concern going on for UNLV.
I'll probably go on it later in the week, the Mountain West slate for week 2, but it's going to be interesting. All right, big college football stuff. Just round it out here because we don't get another opportunity to talk about the college football side of things. When you're chronically online is when you start reading UNC instead of UNC, and I was feeling bad for UNC last night in terms of that. Rough to watch my old guy Billy B get mollywopped like that on national TV to the point where the point where the Kirk Herbstreit's putting his dog on air, making him a brock. I don't know if you saw that clip.
I did see that. That was. I don't know. A lot of people took offense to that. I mean, if you're down 40-6,
oh my gosh,
what are we?
Folks,
what are we talking about?
It's an entertainment product, folks.
Yeah.
There's no decorum. Calm down.
You're down by 34.
Yeah. What are you going to
do?
You're trying to entertain people and keep people watching the channel. Herbstreit's trying to do everything he can to keep people watching this game.
Exactly.
And UNC is doing him no favors.
And let me get the dog doing color.
Exactly. You hear him just panting on air. That was hilarious. That was objectively hilarious. Good old Pete. Pete was living his life. That was one of the games. I had fun watching Miami Notre Dame. I almost kind of felt like that was the game of the weekend.
I agree. I think that was clearly the game of the weekend. Carson Beck did, a couple of things that kind of surprised me. I'm still not a believer in him, but I think that he definitely did some things that impressed me in that game. So big win for Miami at home against Notre Dame.
Do you think there's overreactions to Texas, or do you feel like this is Ohio State's defense just coming right at it as far as that's concerned?
I mean, for me personally, I saw this in the range of outcomes for Texas because you're on the road against the defending champions. Yes, they have Julian Sayin, who is a redshirt freshman, right? Mm-hmm. And you didn't know how that was going to work, but they still have Carnell Tate. They still have Jeremiah Smith. So the offense, I thought the Texas defense played very, very well.
I was about to say, nobody's talking about good defense that Texas was playing.
Exactly. And so then, so Ohio State still does have a good defense. Yes, they lost Jack Sawyer and Tuli Molowal, I think that's how his name was. But you lost all these guys, sure, but this team is still really good, and it was a road game. I think Arch Manning will bounce back next week, even though a lot of people are overreacting at the low-scoring game that Texas had.
Then I think the other big one I think to pay attention to, Kalen DeBoer's Alabama team. Rough start to their season. First loss since 2001 for Alabama in week 1 or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. I mean, they're just an absolute shell of themselves at this point. I think that Kalen DeBoer has not brought in that same level of intensity that those Nick Saban teams have. But big up to Tommy Castellanos. I thought he looked pretty good.
Hey, if the kitchen gets too hot, Kalen, we'd love to have you.
Exactly. We'd love to have you.
We'd love to have you back in some form or capacity. All right, that's all we got. Can't wait for college football to get back to it. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, all that great stuff. So I can't wait. It's back. It's back and ready to roll. All right, 1 hour down, 1 hour to go. Stay with us. 14:30 Behind the Bench rolls along on the Central Valley Sports Leader.
Richard's Prime Rib and Seafood, the original. Family run since '69. Slow roasted Angus prime rib, hand cut steaks, freshest seafood. Now open for lunch Wednesday to Friday, dinner Wednesday to Saturday. Lunch, fresh salads, open faced New York steak sandwich, the beef eater with Richard's famous prime rib. Dinner, 2 for $79.95. Best deal in town. Drinks, great food, good friends. Richard's Prime Rib and Seafood, the original.
Drum roll, please. KFC is bringing back the bold, craveable classic guests and fans have been asking for. Hot and spicy wings and potato wedges. For a limited time, the ultimate fan favorite pair will make all your game days this season even more delicious. And that's not all. While it feels like competitors are continuously making their food smaller and smaller, for the same price, the Kentucky Fried Chicken Sandwich remains bigger and better. Guests can get it for just $3.99 for a limited time. You can't beat that, only at KFC.
Fall has arrived at Patrick James, where style meets tradition. Come in and see the latest items from the brands you love. Peter Millar, Robert Graham, Faraday, and True Grit, just to name a few. Stop by and experience our brand new shop-in-shops featuring Johnny O and the very first Martin Dingman shop west of the Rockies. Discover finely crafted apparel, exceptional service, and a locally owned store that's been serving the Valley for generations. Patrick James, where looking your best begins this fall.
At Citizens Business Bank, we've been taking a personal approach to banking for over 40 years and are consistently recognized as one of the top performing banks in the nation. Hi, I'm Susan Woosner, Senior Vice President and Manager of Citizens Business Bank in Fresno. We believe in the importance of building long-lasting and genuine relationships with our customers. We want to provide you with the solutions you need to grow your business because your success is our success. Citizens Business Bank, member FDIC.
Are you tired of waiting forever for your prescriptions? Grizzly Pharmacy is here to tame your healthcare needs. We fill most prescriptions in 15 minutes or less, always accepting new patients, and enjoy free delivery to your home or workplace in Fresno and Clovis. We accept all major insurance, including Medi-Cal, Blue Cross, and Optum Rx. For our Clovis location, please call 559-324-1808 or visit grizzlypharmacy.com for more information.
Sports fans of the Central Valley, are you ready to step up your game day grilling? Step into the Butcher Boss and discover winning flavors the champions crave. Ask about their 5 for $35 deal, where you can feed up to 5 people for $35 every day. Located right off the 41 north of Avenue 11, stop by the Butcher Boss today and become the boss of your barbecue.
Progressive understands that bond between you and your boat. But imagine if something happened to it. Without the boat, you're just Tina with too much boat knowledge. Sure, it's helpful on the water, but with no boat, you're someone who talks way too much about knots, and no one cares what a jib is anyway. Boat Tina could get away with it because she has a boat. So make sure your boat is insured. Get Progressive, America's #1 boat insurer, and then go back to being you. Who owns a boat? Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. #1 rating based on boat market share data from ratefilings.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. But not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
You're listening to the home of the San Francisco Giants, KFIG Fresno, 1430 ESPN.
I'm Christine Lisi Tees with visions of playing in October October on the baseball diamond this Tuesday night. A Pete Alonso solo blast has given the Mets a 1-0 lead on the AL Central leading Tigers, top of the first. AL East leading Blue Jays off to a quick start. A 4-0 lead on the Reds, top of the first, thanks to a leadoff home run by George Springer and a 3-run double by Alejandro Kirk. Cincinnati's 4 back of the Mets for the final NL wildcard spot. Guardians Red Sox scoreless, top 1. Boston 2.5 back of AL East leading Toronto and holds the second AL wildcard spot. Pirates lead the NL West leading Dodgers 2-0 bottom 1. With Sunday's season opener against the Lions looming, new Packers pass rusher Micah Parsons doing everything he can to get on the football field, according to his agent David Mulligetta. He's got anti-inflammatories, could require additional treatment to play. Parsons, limited in yesterday's practice, likely will be more full go tomorrow and Thursday. ESPN NFL insider Adam Schefter.
I can't imagine he is going to get traded to Green Bay. They're going to be playing the Detroit Lions. He will have just signed this $8,800 million contract, and he's not going to play. Like, that's hard for me to imagine. So however it is, I expect him to be out there, but we'll see how that plays out.
Adam Schefter on Unsportsmanlike. Despite Steelers defensive lineman Cam Hayward's limited participation this summer amid a contract stalemate, Coach Mike Tomlin anticipates he will play Sunday against the Jets, noon Eastern ESPN Radio. Hayward, though, said earlier today on his podcast, quote, "We'll see," end quote, when asked if he will be playing in Week 1.
Hey, it's your resident Super Bowl champ, Chris Candy. Coming up Wednesday, Lamar Jackson believes he can take his game to another level. I'll tell you why. If he does, he'll win another MVP. It's Unsportsmanlike, 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
He's got the knowledge.
Because once again, I have to come on there and talk about how right I am once again. In anything that it comes to sports.
He's got the questions.
I'm going to lose it. Are you kidding me? What are we doing here?
He's got the guests.
20th head coach in Fresno State history here, Matt. Is it hard to believe sometimes still, the 20th head coach here in program history?
It's all moved really quickly here over the course of the last 5-6 weeks. But super excited to be here.
Phil Bonatti is the voice for the Central Valley sports leader. Behind the Bench starts now. Brought to you by Helena Agri.
That's right. Behind the Bench here on 1430 ESPN Fresno, the Valley's local sports leader. Here on this Tuesday afternoon, taking you one more hour before we send it off to Giants baseball in Colorado. One more series with the Rockies before Giants head on to St. Louis. Then they head home, and then they've got the Diamondbacks, then they've got the Dodgers, then they've got the Diamondbacks on the road, and then they got the Dodgers on the road, and then they end the year with the Cardinals, and then they end the year with the Rockies. Such a weird September for the Giants.
What you're saying is there's a chance.
They only play 4 teams the rest of the year for the entire month of September. It's so strange.
A lot of stacking of the division opponents for sure.
I'm not saying I'm a believer just quite yet in the Giants. Talk to me in a week if they win like 5 more in a row. But I'll tell you this. Outside of the Dodgers, it ain't really a murderous row of opponents out there for this Giants team.
Dude, the absolute roller coaster of emotions that this Giants, the fans of Giants teams must be facing over these last couple of months is absolutely insane.
I'm not doing it. I'm not doing the calculus. Talk to me if they're down. Talk to me if they're out of the wild card by a game next Monday.
Honestly, talk to me once they're in the playoff picture. I can't really believe anything in this team versus or before they can actually make a playoff spot.
Hold on. How far back are they from the Dodgers? Real quick. I'm just curious if there's anything in question. I don't think there's anything in question. Okay, 9.5, 7 to play.
Are we saying a sweep of the Dodgers?
7 in a row? Huh?
We are losing to Pittsburgh right now.
We're losing the plot, too.
Yeah.
The Padres just lost their setup guy for the rest of the year, a quad tendon tear. I saw that. I don't know if you saw that play. Jason Adam tried to run off the mound, and his left leg just dissipated. It just collapsed. And he just laid on the ground, and he's like, I'm done.
Yeah. I hate lower extremity injuries. That's such a tough thing to come back
I don't know what that feels like. I feel like that's like one of those weird situations because every time I see some guy tear an ACL or know something happened, he's got the most stoic look on his face. Like nothing happened, but you just know.
It just takes a minute to get up to the brain.
And you're just
what
just happened? Oh, yeah, I can't use my leg anymore. I don't have that feeling. First of all, I don't know how that feels. But I gotta imagine it's one of the stranger.
Let's hope we never have that feeling.
Exactly. If I tear my ACL here at the radio station, then there's something severely going wrong.
It's going to be when we try to test out that 100-yard theory.
I'm going to be asked to do a TikTok, and something bad's going to happen in terms of it. All right, let's talk about some football, but let's talk about high school real quick. I wanted to recap a little bit on the high school front because I thought there were some really interesting things that came out of Friday's slate of games, specifically out of our game we had last week with Clovis beating Salinas. Now, I know Clovis beating Salinas isn't like the most groundbreaking result in terms of things that could be, given in the central section, but in terms of the way they played. And I think it's fair to say, and I got an opportunity to see what I think we now know feels like arguably the two best teams in the Central section, and I saw them back-to-back weeks. I sit here, and I wonder, and even though, let me see if I got it here real quick on the Max Preps rankings, because I'm genuinely curious where they have people ranked in terms of this. Wow. Okay, they still got still got Central at 1. Mm-hmm. Still got Clovis East at 3. By the way, Clovis East keeps winning.
Yeah, finding a way.
Finding a way. That regular game win streak still going. They got Sanger this week. That'll be interesting. Clovis at 4 right now in terms of where things are at. But I'd argue, and I'm not trying to do the recency bias thing, but I'd argue I think Clovis is right now the most impressive team in the Central section as we speak. But
I mean, out of the two teams that we saw, Central East and Clovis, I talked about it on Paul's show, right? Like, to have success, especially in high school football, and even to an extent into college, right? If you have a good quarterback and then combine that with a good weapon, whether that be a running back or a receiver, and you have a good D-line, those three things, I think you can really build upon that regardless of whatever issues you have beyond that. And Clovis High showed me in their game against Salinas that they definitely have a really good quarterback. They got a good receiving core, and that defensive line is very, very potent.
Yeah. They have some guys with some motors. They can make things happen. And, frankly, I'm trying to think of, mistakes Clovis made. And I can't really name many in terms of that.
No, not for – I mean – I think that the biggest positive that I got out of this game for Clovis High, beyond just not having that many mistakes, is I thought their defensive line did so good at stopping the run early in that game, and that's definitely something that they can take into the playoffs once they get to there.
The wrinkle in this whole thing, and the wrinkle in what the landscape of high school football looks like right now. Right now, I said the ranking it's got Central East at 1, it's got Clovis North at 2, Clovis East at 3, Clovis at 4. I'm not saying Clovis East is not there, but I mean they struggled against a Kingsburg team who's good, but they're just not putting up the kind of numbers and opportunity that I think we've seen out of Clovis High. Clovis North, I think, still somewhat is going to be belonging in this conversation. I'm curious to see what they look like. They battled against Redwood this past week, a really big back-and-forth matchup between the two teams. I mean, I'm looking at some of the stats from this this matchup they had against Redwood High, and I'm telling you, Clovis North is a team I'm still trying to kind of bookmark, and I'm going to try to still figure out because I don't know if I know much about them outside of what they were presenting. But they have speed. It looks like they've got a little leaner in terms of the offensive side. I think they can be a little more versatile. I think the question mark is Clovis North's defense isn't quite what it was the last few years in terms of it, but I think there's still some guys there. I'm wondering if Clovis North is inviting themselves in the conversation. We're going to have them in 3 weeks, so I think it's going to be an interesting wrinkle to see where they sit. But outside of that, it feels like those are kind of the top teams, but then I also invite Clovis West into here, and Clovis West is having this interesting start to the season. By the way, they balled out against Liberty last week. I'm trying to see if I can find the score real quick in terms of what they did. 43-14. Mm-hmm. Liberty's I don't know what's going on with Liberty's defense. They've dropped 40 points in the last 2 games. That doesn't seem to be what Liberty of Bakersfield wants to be like in terms of that. So we've seen it both ways. Like I said, this game for Edison versus Clovis West in terms of this matchup should be an interesting one. J.J. Howard feeling like he kind of do a lot of things on the football field now. Xavier, you're saying you're hearing people talk about when we're Paul's show. Like, people have a lot of hype around what Clovis West has.
Yeah, and people are heaping a lot of praise on J.J. Howard, as you said. A sophomore quarterback, am I right?
Yeah, sophomore.
Yeah, so, like, if you can compete at that level, just imagine what this guy can do when we get to the senior year. I think that they definitely are a team to look out for just because of that factor alone.
There's so much to like about this coming week, too. Sanger at Clovis East. Like I said, we were here last year. Clovis East, of course, completely different team, totally new starters, but finding a way to win. Sanger's got to lick their chops a little bit and get back to it. They got to lick their wounds, because that was a tough game to drop to Hanford, a 4-point loss on the road. They get a little bit of a longer week to get ready for it. I feel like Sanger's got some guys. They got the McCrew kid, who's a good running back in terms of it. That could be a really good game. Clovis is at Frontier. This is another game because Frontier, can you imagine Frontier dropping to 0-3 in Central Section play this season, losing to Oak Ridge the way they did, losing to Liberty of Brentwood. By the way, Frontier's only scored 7 points this year.
Yeah, I was looking at that. I was like, that is insane.
When is the last time you heard Frontier Bakersfield only scoring 7 points through 2 weeks of football? Frontier's always been a good team, right?
Right. It's a must-win at this point, and it's going to be a tough matchup for sure.
I want to shout out Golden West a little bit. They're kind of fun. I want to talk about how they're doing. 2-0, by the way. 2 big wins. They beat Dinuba at 48-19. And how about this kind of performance from this week? I was looking through some of the stats. How about Isaac Oseguera? 8 catches, 260, 3 touchdowns. From the wide receiver position. Those are some of the shout-outs I've seen. Actually, I wonder, because I have a little bit of a list of some guys in terms of that. How about Will Bacon for Reedley? We talked about it Thursday. He rushed 6 touchdowns, a program record as a quarterback. How about 20 rushes for 242 and 6 touchdowns as a quarterback in a game against Sunnyside? Jared Mao, he had a 293 through the air, 5 touchdowns. He also rushed for 41 and a touchdown, so that's 6 total there. How about this stat line out of Washington Union? Jeriel Albert, running back, also a guy on the defense as well. 201 on the ground through it with 11 rushes. So you want to calculate that yardage. 18.3 yards per carry, 3 touchdowns. Also, how about 2 picks on the defensive side as well? So I got one more for you. Alex Asatrian, running back out of Fresno Christian, 22 rushes, 251, 3 touchdowns. That's 11.4 yards per carry for the Fresno Christian group there, the Eagles, as they beat Sage Hill on a Saturday. Man, those are some big-time performances in terms of that. I can't wait to see what high school football will look like next week. But I'm excited about our game. I really am. I can't wait to see it. We've had a crazy one the last time we had Clovis West on in terms of what they provided. Tavir, I don't know if you heard about that week 1 game last year against Edison at Huntington Beach.
No, I didn't. Let me know.
Let me see. I'm trying to wonder if I can go back to it real quick. I wonder if I can find the box score because it'll jog my memory in terms of how things kind of went. Because it was pretty crazy.
This is Clovis West you're talking about?
This is Clovis West. They won 29-28 after they went for 2 to end the game. Edison's up 21-7 by the end of the first quarter. And then Clovis West scores 2 touchdowns with, I believe, something in the realm of like 20 seconds left in the first half. They scored 2 touchdowns, once to end the half. Then the kick returner fumbled the ball. And then Clovis West scores what I thought was short of the goal line, but it was on the far side, so I couldn't really tell. But they called it a touchdown and tied it up at 21 with no time remaining on an end-of-half play, which was pretty insane. Edison comes back. They take a score 28-21 lead after 3. And then Clovis West at the last minute scores a touchdown. J.J. Howard's first game-winning drive, scores a 2-point conversion on a fake extra point attempt.
Absolutely insane.
Just psychotic stuff from this game. It was funny because Pat was like, they're not gonna kick this extra point. They're going for 2, and he was still adamant. Even in the formation, he knew in that game that they were going to go for 2. One of the all-timers in terms of that. I really want another one. I don't think Clovis West fans will want another one of those.
A little bit of raise in the blood pressure department for sure.
Hey, we like drama, and let's be honest, Xavier. We've been lacking in the drama department so far.
Last 2 games haven't really been the closest, but it's bound to be a close game soon, right?
We'll hit a close game.
So yeah,
we'll hit a close game.
The next one, tune in. That's probably going to be the close game.
Hey, guarantee? Nah, we'll save this. We'll save those for the special occasions. All right, we're going to get to one of my favorite segments that I like to do in the football season. It's part 1 of a Bonatti Blitz. We rank the games, and then on Friday we pick the games. So we're ranking the games of the week for the NFL schedule slate week 1. You don't want to miss it. Bonatti Blitz coming up next on 1430 ESPN Fresno, the Valley's local sports leader.
Get your business noticed and stand out from the crowd by visiting MegaPrints. Working with the Valley's most prestigious and high-profile businesses since 1998, we print and install custom-designed signs for businesses of all types and sizes. From yard signs to banners to wallpaper and fleet graphics, MegaPrints has the state-of-the-art capability to turn the signage you've dreamed of into a reality. Visit megaprints.com today to see our work and what we can do for your business.
At FFB, we know behind every business is a person. That's why we're more than a bank. We're a partner, a farming-focused bank for hard workers, a future-forward bank for big dreamers, and a family-friendly bank for the next generation of owners. From first ideas to major milestones, we're here to help you chase your goals and score big. So what can FFB mean for your business? Find out at ffb.bank. That's ffb.bank. FFB Bank. Let's win together.
School's back in session, and Lynn's Restaurant Group has something special for the family. Now until October 31st, kids eat free Monday through Friday at 8+ locations like J-Pot, Ramen Hayashi, and Hino Oishi. Whether you're craving sushi, ramen, hot pot, or your favorite Asian comfort food, the little ones eat on us. It's Lynn's Restaurant Group's way of saying thank you to their guests and making the start of the school year a little easier and a lot more delicious. Stop by a location near you or visit lynsrestaurantgroup.com.
Need cash? If you've got a car, we've got the cash. Clausen Honda wants to buy your car. If it's running, we want your late model Toyota, Hyundai, Kia, Subaru, Acura, or Honda. Just call Clausen and ask for our VUP to schedule your appraisal appointment. In just 10 minutes, you'll get your cash value quote. Yes, we are eliminating the hassle of getting rid of your used old car. So if you're ready to sell, we are ready to buy. Call Clausen Honda of Fresno today. If you've got a car, we've got the cash. Get cash for your car. Clausen Honda.
There's never been a better time to go solar than right now. Donald P. Dick is helping families lock in energy savings before December 31st, 2025. In fact, new systems need to be permitted, installed, and operational by December 31st. So the time to call Mr. Cool is today. The team at Donald P. Dick are experts in smart solar solutions tailored to your individual home. Donald P. Dick can help you lower your PG&E bills. Call 255-1644.
Hey everybody, Paul Metters here, host of the Central Valley Sports Report. I want to give a big shout out to Clovis Stone, Masonry, and Landscape Supply, proud supporters of all high school athletics, especially our Clovis schools. For over 50 years, they've been the Valley's go-to for natural and artificial stone, brick, block, bark, hummus, you name it, they've got it, with fast delivery available. Find them on Sunnyside, just south of Herndon and Clovis, or online at clovisstone.net. Ball improvement starts here at Clovis Stone.
Want to work somewhere fun, flexible, and rewarding? Me and Ed's is hiring. We're looking to expand our team with full and part-time positions at over 40 locations. Join our growing company as a delivery driver or value team member today. For more information on job descriptions or to apply, go online at meandeds.com or visit your nearest location. Me and Ed's is hiring. Fill out an application.
Get ready for the ultimate Monday Night Showdown, only at Chichancy Gold. Starting September 8th through December 29th, win your share of $80,000 in giveaways, including $51,000 in e-cash. Earn entries all day Sunday, Monday, and Thursday. Then join us for drawings every Monday from 5 to 8 p.m. Swipe your rewards card during the game inside Firehouse Lounge for a free entry into over $28,000 in prizes, including football gear and more. Game day starts here at Chichancy Gold.
Behind the bench here on 1430 ESPN Fresno, the Valley's local sports leader. Couple of news items to get to. By the way, the top sports story brought to you by Valley Pure over the weekend. Guess who got paid?
Who?
Deron Bland.
Yes, he did.
4 years, what, 92 mil? Is that what I saw or something like that? In the 90s range. Guess somebody can get paid in Dallas. I guess I think this is a good move for Dallas, at least. The hope is Deron Bland isn't a guy who will be hampered with injuries like he did last year, but he's a legit NFL talent, and he can prove that and can be that kind of guy for him, and they need somebody like that on the defense, especially with what they have traded away with Micah Parsons now. But I like it for our guy. I like it for Deron Bland. The hope is that it's gonna work out, and it seems like it can in Dallas for the next 4 years at least.
I mean, he definitely showed how good he can play. You know, I think it was, 2 years ago he had that record pick-6 season, so he definitely has the upside. I think this is a good contract to lock in a corner of his magnitude for this team for the foreseeable future, and then you also have the draft capital on the back end for the Michael Parsons trade. So I like what they're building here in Dallas. I don't know if it's going to work out this season per se in terms of playoff success, but they definitely have the tools to get the playoff success down the line for sure.
Absolutely. All right, let's get into the time of the show I can't wait to get into. But first, we're bringing you the Bonatti Blitz. And for those who were not here last year in terms of it, this is what we did. We did the Bonatti Blitz on a Tuesday, where I would rank every game of the week. In terms of my personal viewing pleasure, what am I going to be watching? What am I locking into in terms of each game in the NFL? It does not have to necessarily mean good teams are involved or bad teams are involved. It is certainly my personal taste. I'm sure, Tanvir, you have a running list of yours as well. What we're going to do here, though, is I'm going to go through my entire list, and if there are any differences at the end or if you have it a little higher, a little lower, and then we'll see where it kind of lands in terms of that. But did you have fun with this exercise?
Yeah, I did. I originally only had a top 5, but then when I realized we were ranking the entire NFL slate, I found myself looking at some of these games, and I was like, honestly, I think it's a good first week overall.
It's always good when we have nothing, we know nothing.
No, for sure, definitely. But I think some of these matchups definitely have some storylines behind them, regardless of who is playing who. You know what I mean?
You wonder if the NFL knew what they were doing when they put the schedule together for Week 1.
Maybe.
Where you don't feel like there is somewhat of a dud. I have one dud. There's one dud in there, in terms of my opinion. But
okay.
I'm curious to see if we agree on that kind of dud.
Couple.
I do have a couple, actually. I'll say there's 2 there. So before we get started, this Bonatti Blitz is going to be brought to you by your local grocery outlet in Sanger, Kerman, and in the Fresno Northwest, Southeast, and downtown locations. Be sure to stop by. Get tailgate ready with Grocery Outlet. That's right. We're giving away 2 tickets and $100 to your next tailgate if you just sign up by visiting the stores in those locations. We have 5 more winners to get to this season. We'll be drawing a winner next week for the Tailgate Ready contest, so you can get tickets to the Southern game against Fresno State, and you get $100 towards your tailgate. Champion, $100 to a tailgate. That will go a long way, I would bet, in terms of providing food for watching some football.
For sure. Very impressive.
Yeah, so $100. We like it. All right. Are you ready?
We are.
I'm locked and loaded.
I am too.
Let's get going here. Week 1 of the NFL season. It's back. and ready to go. And I'm ready to go. To do nothing but watch football this weekend. And we will start with a game I do not want to watch whatsoever, and that is the Jets and the Steelers. Yes, that is my number one overall pick in terms of games I will avoid. What a worse way to start week one for both of these teams. I mean, is there really any interest, how about seeing a 40-year-old plus quarterback go back to the graveyard of where his Achilles has come and gone? He has yet to play a meaningful football game since that game 3 years ago where I laughed my you-know-what off because of the misery the Jets fans provide. I hate these two teams. I don't want to watch these two teams. Aesthetically, yellow and green playing against each other is nothing to even care about. I hate this game. Put it off my screen. I swear if Scott Hansen puts it in the Octobox, I'm leaving.
Hey, one thing I can agree with is that color combination of the jerseys. Those are absolutely terrible. But I did have this a little higher just because of the Aaron Rodgers piece of it all.
That's fair. Maybe a little biased by me.
Well, yeah, when you're laughing about somebody's injury.
I think it's the only acceptable one. All right, next up. I got the Browns and the Bengals here, which I feel like the Browns can be somewhat unwatchable. But, old man Joe Flacco, it's amazing he's still in this league, still doing the thing he's been doing. He was drafted when I was a freshman in high school. That is a long time ago. Honestly, it could have a bad smell test after a few quarters. This could be like a 16-10, whatever the Bengals were doing in week one against the Patriots. The Bengals never play good football in week one. I don't feel it happening in this game. It could be a field goal either way, but either way, aesthetically, also, I'm not watching the Battle of Ohio in week one.
Yeah, I have a little bit more of a sense that this game is going to be a little bit better. I like the Joe Flacco aspect versus, Joe Burrow and this new offense coming back at this point, but this is definitely not one of the better games to watch in week one for sure.
Next up, I have the Colts and the Dolphins here, and want to see some teams that could be a disaster? You're looking at both of them. Danny Dimes versus a team that everybody is joking about in this offseason in terms of the way they prepared. Can't wait to see that. Not. This game aesthetically never appealing. I'm watching a cave when it comes to watching games in Indy. This like turquoise green color against this dark blue of Indianapolis. I haven't had a relevant game between these two teams since 2000 when I think the Dolphins last won a playoff game when they beat Peyton Manning as a second-year quarterback. Get this one off my screen as well. Colts, Dolphins.
Oh, I totally agree. This is my number 16 in terms of my list. If we're going from 1 through 16, I mean, these two teams are both car wrecks. The only thing that's interesting about this game is probably Tyler Warren and his hair. Otherwise, I think this is a horrible matchup to watch. If you are watching this matchup instead of watching some red zone or another matchup in the morning window, all props to you. But this is an absolutely horrible matchup for me.
Prayers up for Joe Gomez. All right. Next up, I have the Saints and the Cardinals here at number whatever it is. I don't do the numbers. I just have them going. Anyways, the Saints, how about a watchable disaster? We'll see. How long will Spencer Rattler last? A quarter? 2 quarters? Did I get 3? I swear if he goes to 4, I'm not there. I'm not watching it. The Cardinals, I'm interested in, though. I do like what they have a little bit. This is one of those games where you could see them really put you know how the Saints started last year? I have a feeling the Cardinals could be that kind of team if they go crazy on the offensive end and the way they look. Could be one of those overperforming teams people look at. That's the only reason I'm kind of going into it. Plus, I have a little bit of a fantasy thing because I think I had Kyler in a league or two.
Yeah, I'm only interested in this game because this is my second lowest, just for how many fantasy points Marvin Harrison Jr. and Trey McBride can actually get in this game because they are going to be feasting if Kyler is dishing them the ball. So that's kind of the only point. The Saints overall are just a horrible team to watch, in my opinion. Just so boring. And I think the car wreck is the biggest thing for the Saints.
If only they had another car hanging around. Anyways. Next up, we got the Jags and the Panthers in, I think this is in Duval. I hope it is. I don't want to get it wrong. I do think this is a tier up from the other games in terms of that a step above. It's a cat fight and a battle. Whoever wins can believe they can be a playoff crasher. I do believe these teams have the outside chances to get back into that playoff conversation. AFC 7th seed, wide open. It's insane. How about getting frisky for an entertaining game? Maybe the most entertaining game since a monsoon game I remember watching back in Carolina when Blaine Gabbert was starting a quarterback, and I remember objectively seeing fans dumping water out of their feet with a beer cup in Carolina. I don't think we get that, or maybe we do, because usually there's always something going on weather-wise week one. Can't wait to see these two teams tussle.
Yeah, I agree. This is a very interesting matchup because I think both of these teams are in the same boat on the AFC and NFC side, where they're teams that have been terrible over the last couple of years but have the opportunity to get to the playoffs. So I really am interested in this matchup, and I had it slightly higher on my list than you did, but otherwise this is basically the same.
Next up, I have the Patriots and the Raiders here, although I could say it could move a little bit higher, but I do think this is maybe I'm just hate watching the Patriots. I don't know if I want to watch it as much as other people do, but hey, Pete Carroll regime, let's see what it looks like week one. Vrabel, hopefully he can bring the magic back in Tennessee that he had there with Tannehill maybe if the Patriots are getting going. A lot to like about this matchup. Is it aesthetically going to be good football? We're running the football a lot in this game. Maybe not the most flashy of plays out there in terms of both wide receiver units. I'm not excited about the wide receiver ones matchup between Stephon Diggs and formerly retired Amari Cooper. So good luck if you're looking for points in this one. I simply think it'll be a slower game than most.
Hey, remove your reverse bias. This is a good game to watch on Sunday. I'm saying this. Travion Henderson versus Ashton Genty, the rookie running back matchup is all you need to see, in my opinion. I think both of those guys will be very good, along with both of these new coaches. So I am very interested in this specific game for sure.
All right. Next up, Falcons and Buccaneers. It's just one of those sloggy 10 a.m. NFC South games. If he was still broadcasting games, Sam Rosen would be on this one. And people who are of nerdum like I am, who will pay attention to the broadcast teams, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Otherwise, Tampa got a lot of weapons to pay attention to. Got a lot of guys on my fantasy implications in this game as well. I'm looking at daily fantasy opportunities potentially in this one. Falcons, man. Nothing screams more middle tier games than these two teams battling on it. Somehow it's going to be a one-score game because that's just how the NFC South works, no matter who's good and who's not. So at least it'll be close and make things a little bit more watchable.
Yeah, I mean, you said it perfectly. This is the most mid games that we have in this slate. Like, I like both of these teams. It's probably going to be a fun matchup, probably going to be a top 5 game in terms of the outcome. But going into the game, I could honestly care less.
Yeah. Next up, the Broncos and the Titans here. I know people don't think Tennessee is going to do much this year, but anytime a rookie quarterback starts his game, I'm flagging it as we'll see what he's got here, because guys can take the league by storm real fast, real quick. Just look at what Bo Nix did last year. Let's look at what Jaden Daniels did last year. Cam Ward, if he's special, suddenly we're going to be seeing something different in this football game. The Broncos are everybody's little hot darling team out there that everybody thinks, oh, I can sneak them into a playoff, maybe an AFC West champion pick, maybe even a Super Bowl pick because they got the Sean Payton thing. But let's be honest, this game's going to be 26-21, and Cam Ward's going to have the football with 2 minutes to go, and we're locked in.
I had this much lower on my list because that defense is absolutely going to feast upon Cam Ward. I think Cam Ward does have a good season by year's end, but I think it's you're going to mile high in your first game against this specific defense. I just think it's just a recipe for disaster for this game, so I had it much lower on my list.
That's fair. Next up, I have the Commanders and the Giants. This one smells like an upset. I'm just saying that. But anyways, I'm not going to give away it just quite yet. It has the sniff test in terms of that. Can the Commies find the magic they had last year? Can the Giants simply pass rush you to death, make you want to quit football? That is simply could possibly be the possibility out of this game. Who's going to take a lead first? The only thing really dragging this down is just I don't want to hear Russell Wilson talk or do anything or call snap counts or cadences.
You don't want to hear about the danger witch?
I'm out. The Giants country, get me out of here.
Giants country.
Let's ride.
Yeah, honestly, I have this game higher than the Eagles-Cowboys game because of the players on both sides. I'm so happy and interested for this defensive line because it feels like something positive has come to the Giants for once in a blue moon.
Yeah.
I mean, you have this revamped offense, Cam Scadaboo's on the Giants, and then the Commanders are just coming off of a shock NFC Championship run, and we're going to see how they build upon this. So I had this pretty high compared to where, I mean, not pretty high, but like I had this higher than compared to what you had.
Next up, it's the game on Thursday, the Eagles and the Cowboys in the sense of it. How about that NFC East just all playing each other? That's what the NFL wants. They want to just showcase that entire division because I'm saying in tongue-in-cheek terms, you can't get enough of the NFC East apparently. But let's be honest. We're going to hear about the soap opera. We're going to hear all the background about what happened with the Micah Parsons things. Everyone's going to have their own take on it. And then the Cowboys are going to be up like 16-14 by halftime, and everyone's going to look at it. And then suddenly the Eagles are going to find some way to make it happen. But we'll see. We'll see. But how about this? Shootout element in this game potentially? Things always get squirrely in week one. And I'm curious to see what this receiver core looks like. Pickens, Lamb. I'm gonna make it happen in terms of watching that game for sure. Can't wait to get out of my show and go home and check that one out.
If I'm not mistaken, I think the last time the Eagles won the Super Bowl, I think they played the Falcons in the opening game, and that was a pretty cool game that came down to the wire, I thought. And so I think this has a similar feeling to it. I think Philly will ultimately win, but I think Pickens and Lamb could. I mean, it's a tasty matchup between them versus Cooper DeJean and Quinyon Mitchell. I think that's just a perfect matchup, so that's why I really like this game.
There's things to offer, people. There's things to offer with the Cowboys. Next up, Bears, Vikings, Monday Night Football. Will I ever have faith in the Bears? I am a scorned person of picking the Bears the last 20, 25 years. Has to start between these two potential playoff teams. I mean, they are. Hey, you want a little something here to something to whet the appetite? How about J.J. McCarthy? He's a second-year quarterback. Guess who also started as a second-year quarterback? Tom Brady. Guess who also came from Michigan? J.J. McCarthy, second coming of Tom Brady. Whoa. Hold on. We're going too fast. I'm in a hole. Anyways, I say this tongue-in-cheek. Got to start with a win on the road. Big one for Chicago, though, at home. I think the stakes are as high of this football game as any other, and I like it, and I want it, and I want to see it on Major Wager.
Hey, this was my fifth-ranked game of the week one. I think this is such an interesting game because of the second-year quarterbacks on both sides of the ball. You have Ben Johnson going in as a first-year coach in Chicago. We'll see how that new-look offense is. Kevin O'Connell and that defense is back. So I think this is a very good matchup. And an NFC North that is very tightly packed. You don't know who's going to win that division. Both of these NFC North games are going to be crucial to how we see this division pan out by the end of the year.
My top five. And I start with the game in Brazil. I have three big questions for this game. Can the Chargers finally make the leap? Will Mahomes games able to travel to the south part of the globe? And will I be able to tell my parents how to watch this game successfully? Three burning questions I have for this football game. Folks and parents, if you're listening, it's on YouTube, not YouTube TV. It's on YouTube. Good luck figuring that out. All these burning questions for a game that has a lot to look forward to in terms of the AFC West. Come on, Chargers. Stop being the Chargers. Beat those Chiefs. Get them out of here. I'm so tired of them.
Hey, I'm in, whatever you said, that is perfect to describe this game. Like, the Chargers at some point have to take that leap, and I think this is a early test to where we can see how Jim Harbaugh is going to respond to what the Chiefs did last year. So the Chiefs coming off of a Super Bowl loss, they're going to be wanting to win a lot of games this year and prove the haters wrong. So yeah, I love this game as well. So that's a good pick for you.
Next up. Boy, we're going to eat in the late afternoon slate starting with Rams and Texans in SoFi. Feels like a mismatch on one side of the ball, but I'm telling you, this is the juiciest matchup on another side of the ball. Rams are going to pass rush the heck out of that Texans offensive line. But let's be honest. How about those wide receivers against that secondary of the Houston Texans, the chess match, the physical battles? What is going to be capable in terms of how Stafford's going to attack that secondary that the Texans boast so strongly? I will tell you this. It's going to be an interesting game. The Rams have been notoriously bad at starting the seasons. They need a game like this, and the Texans certainly would need this one to make them feel like they can actually be a team people care about instead of that 9-8, AFC South BS.
This game is going to be an absolute massacre on one side of the ball, as you said. That Rams D-line is going to eat against this Texas offensive line. But I do agree that this offense of the Rams going up against this Texans defense is going to be the matchup that determines this game. And I'm very excited because both teams have such good players. Derek Stingley Jr. and Daniil Hunter, Devontae Adams and Puka Nacua and Kyron Williams. There's just stars littered across the board. And then you get to the other side, and it's like...
It's just like kids.
Ariante Ursary versus Jared Verse. Like, it's going to be disgusting.
It's me playing flag football against fourth graders. It's just going to be stiff arms everywhere. Next up, Seahawks and Niners in Seattle. I like these two teams to hate each other every year. Can we get that one back? I feel like we lost the juice just a little bit. But I'll tell you what, the juice of this game is going to recapture that rivalry because these two teams are in the similar position of let's start off this season with a Week 1 win. Can't wait to see whether the Niners can recapture their old ways with their old coaches, or are we going to see Seattle success with Darny Dimes? Can't wait to see it on a Sunday afternoon. I don't know if I'll learn anything from a win between these two teams because, let's be honest, the Niners are still trying to be who they are and waiting for some guys to come back. They're just trying to play in survival mode. Seahawks got to get them if they need to have a conversation of being in the NFC West.
Yeah, if the Seahawks want to take that leap to become a playoff contender, this is a type of game you have to win. The Niners coming in with a very talented roster, yes, but they also have a lot of injuries. You have a new defense along that defensive line, but I like the Christian McCaffrey, George Kittle, Ricky Pearsall trio going up against that Devin Witherspoon and what's his name? I can't remember his name now. But that secondary for the Seattle Seahawks, it's going to be a very tantalizing matchup for sure.
JSN, eat.
That's Renardo Green's locking it up? Come on now.
Oh, get out of here. Next up, I got the Packers and the Lions. If I told you a week ago this was Micah Parsons versus Aiden Hutchinson, I think you would have thought I was on crack. But here we are. And it's football crack. And it's delicious and it's wonderful. And I can't wait to see these two pass rushers go at it against it in a NFC North battle that has a lot to do with the playoff implications in Week 1. Packers, you were 1-5 in your division last year. Beat this team. You gotta if you're going to be a Super Bowl contender. Lions, man, you just got to keep the status quo going. I know you lost a couple coaches. It's going to be interesting to see these two teams go at it. Lions 0-1. When's the last time they did that?
When you look at the Detroit Lions, the parts are there. I find myself thinking to myself, like, how is this team going to work without their coordinators? So definitely a tantalizing matchup. I'm so excited to see Micah Parsons and how he does after sitting out the entire offseason. He still has back tightness, I guess, which I don't know what the actuality of that is. But, again, NFC North that's packed. I love the matchup, and I think this is going to be a very good game for sure.
To my final game of the week. My number one game is on Sunday Night Football in Buffalo because the Bills take on the Ravens in a rematch where Mark Andrews will certainly not drop a ball again, right? He won't do it again, right? We hope not, for his sake. But anyways, give this to me 10 out of 10 each week, every day. Make it happen. 2 generational. How about one-of-a-kind quarterbacks that we've never seen before going at it? Check. 2 fan bases dying to usurp the Chiefs. Can I say that word? Check. Big-time sound system check with the home fan base. Check as well. Get me to this game now on Sunday night. I am locked in on Bills-Ravens.
I totally agree. This is my number one game as well. I mean, you start off the year going up against it's Lamar Jackson versus Josh Allen. Both of these guys trying to take that leap into the Super Bowl picture after being stopped by guys like Joe Burrow and Patrick Mahomes for so many years. I think this is finally the year that they can do it, and getting off to a win for either of these guys is going to be massive.
And that is your Bonatti Blitz. Woo! How'd that go?
Oh, we were flying. We were flying.
That was 24 minutes.
Yeah.
Man, those non-bye weeks are going to be killer.
Yeah.
Any major upsets? What was like one of the big dissenters for you? Did you kind of mention it before?
What do you mean?
Like which one was like a big where we were most separated from?
Oh, I think it was definitely that Raiders-Patriots game.
Okay.
I think I have that a lot higher than you did.
That's fair.
But yeah, well, it'll probably be a boring game to be honest with you.
It's going to be like 20 to 2016. It's just going to be kind of
And I will be hyped.
I'll take it. I'll take it. All right, let's take a break. Let's wrap up the show. Send it to Giants Baseball next. Stay with us. You're listening to 1430 ESPN Fresno, the Valley's local sports leader.
Now is a great time to review your company's retirement plan. Do you understand the advisory fees you're paying and the services you should be receiving? Is your current advisor making your life easier by handling your employees' questions for you? Do you receive quarterly investment performance updates? Employers who work with 401k specialists can answer yes. Learn more at thiesenduker.com. The advisors of Thiesenduker Modern Wealth Management are registered representatives with and securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA SIPC.
Hi, this is Marcus McMarion. As a hometown guy and former Bulldog quarterback, I know how important trust and family are. That's why I choose Ed Dina's Auto Center in Dinuba. From first cars to family SUVs, Ed Dina's helps you find the right fit without the hassle. They treat you like part of the team because here, you're more than just a customer, you're family. Stop by Ed Dina's Auto Center today and see why it's my dealership of choice.
Ed Dina's, the dealer in Dinuba that does. Yes, he does.
Ever wonder where those large box stores get their green and orange racks? How about equipment or auto parts store shelving? Well, you guessed it. Fresno Rack made it right here in California. Since 1987, Fresno Rack and Shelving has been helping school districts, businesses, cities, and counties, basically any market anywhere, increase their warehouse storage with industrial racking and parts shelving that last a lifetime. Call, visit, or click FresnoRack.com today.
Hey Fresno, Chris Swart out here, operating partner Jack's Car Wash Companies, located on the southwest corner of Cedar and Shepherd. Don't miss out on this winning combo.
That's right, Jack's Car Wash has a brand new Pepsi and Coke soda fountain, plus a new Keurig coffee station featuring your favorite national brands. Plus, Jack's full detailing is backed by popular demand. Schedule yours today by calling 435-7335.
Jack's Car Wash and ESPN Fresno, the double play of a great car wash and a great broadcast. Let's go Giants!
At Pioneer Equipment, your authorized Kubota dealer, our customers tell us they like Kubota better than Blue Tractors because of less downtime and easier controls. It's more cost-effective to own and operate, and it just keeps running when the season's on the line. That's why they trust Pioneer Equipment, your authorized Kubota dealer, for both sales and service, especially after harvest. With Fresno and Reedley locations, Pioneer Equipment, your authorized Kubota dealer, is ready for you. Visit PioneerEquipmentCA.com, where orange means go.
Okay, you're the efficiency consultant. Lay it on me. How are we going to save my business some money?
Your company's retirement plan.
What now?
Do you have any idea what you're paying your HR staff just to manage your retirement plan? Enrollments, regulations, documenting salary and deferral changes, distributions, and the list goes on. They can spend hours dealing with your provider every time an employee has a question or request.
I don't even want to calculate what I'm spending on that.
I already did. Here's the number.
I think I'm going to be sick. But who else is going to do all that?
401k specialists. Their team will do that all for you and way more cost effectively. And they're powered by Thiesenduker Modern Wealth Management, so you'll be getting great investment advice too.
Well, that's a big no-brainer. How do I make this happen?
Just visit Thiesenduker.com to learn more. Then give 401k specialists a call. And I think I just paid for my invoice, which is right here, by the way. The advisors of Thiesenduker Modern Wealth Management are registered representatives with and securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA SIPC.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
NFL fans, week 1 is your shot to play free and stack $1 million cash bag with DraftKings Pick 6, an official partner of the NFL, Phil Bonatti here to tell you. You got to download the DraftKings Pick 6 app, DraftKings' easiest way to play fantasy. You just got to enter for free. Pick more or less on 6 player stats for Week 1. You like points? You like a game with a lot of points? Maybe potentially. You like some Bengals-Browns to be a shootout? I remember back in the day when the NFL Bengals-Browns, I think, was one of the highest-scoring games ever in the National Football League, and I think Kelly Holcomb was throwing quarterback. I think these guys are a couple of better quarterbacks at it. Anyway, share your link with friends to add more cash to the bag and get bonus shots to win. That's right. You play with your friends. Hit all 6 picks. You'll be splitting a bag that's already $1 million or more. So download the DraftKings Pick 6 app. Use code KFIG. Opt in for free and start stacking entries for NFL Week 1. Zero cost. Huge upside. In partnership with DraftKings Pick 6. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Must be 18 plus. Age and eligibility restrictions vary by jurisdiction. Void where prohibited. Must claim token for free entry in Bag Builder contest. Only perfect entries earn share of cash prize. Tokens are single use and expire September 8th at 8:15 p.m. Eastern. Terms at pick6.draftkings.com/promos. All right, back at it for one more segment before we say goodbye for the evening. That's right, we're leaving at 5 because Giants and Rockies coming up in just a little bit. Reminder, A's and Cardinals are just underway over on the other side. Let me take a little sneak peek at the score right now. No score, top of the first, like I said. Just getting underway. We also have a Sunbird Sports Show tomorrow. Paul Metters going to be on that, 6 p.m. over on 790 tomorrow, so be sure to tune in for that. Should be a lot of fun. I guess we didn't really get into the AP poll for all things college sports. I do recall, I'm looking at it right now, Boise just annihilated out of there. See you later. Not a single vote to Boise in terms of the receiving votes. So I've had this gut feeling. I've been thinking about it for a little bit. I just feel like the Mountain West is just – is it – I'm like thinking of all the Group of 5 conferences right now. To me, I feel like Mountain West is like bottom 3, bottom 4 right now. I know we worry about conference supremacy, but I haven't been seeing much from the Mountain West to tell me that we got an edge above like the American or the edge over who else is out there?
I mean,
Sunbelt.
It's week 1, week 2, so like, I mean, actually it's week 1 because the other week was 0. So like you can't really tell right now until they get really informed and start playing like conference. That's when you know who's who.
I don't know. Yeah, you're right. And I said this, Tavir, you came in for today, and I said this. I was like, these polls, I still don't think anybody knows anything.
Yeah.
There's no relativity to it. Everyone just beat somebody, and it's just like, all right, well, now I think they're good, and now I think, when's the first time you're like, okay, the polls matter?
It's to me, it's when the first college football playoff poll comes out.
That's it.
And I know a lot of people have been chatting about why is there even a ranking at this point, because it doesn't necessarily even matter to the college football playoff.
It's conversation.
Yeah, that's the main point of
it's
it.
It's entertainment, and people will have their polls, and people have their things to talk about. Personally, I think Penn State should be number 1.
Really?
That's my take.
Yeah, I mean, beating Nevada 44-11, but I mean, Ohio State did beat Texas.
But I think Penn State's better than Ohio State.
You can make that argument for sure.
And I think Penn State's better than Texas. So that's where I was at.
Yeah.
Initially, I think the start of the conversation was wrong initially on that side of things. So you're looking at me like I just killed your dog.
I just don't think Penn State's that good.
Okay.
I just don't think they're. I feel like they're top 5, just not 2 or 1.
I think they're better than Georgia. Well, okay, maybe Georgia. I don't know. We'll see what Georgia is, because Georgia had a cupcake.
That's a legitimate.
Georgia had a cupcake.
1.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
LSU jumping to 3. I'm not there with LSU.
I think that their win was pretty impressive. I mean, Clemson was a team that I think definitely could compete for a national championship. You have Cade Klubnik. You have a couple of great wide receivers, great defensive players. So I think that was a very impressive win, regardless of the scoreline for sure.
What was Notre Dame last? Was it?
There were 6.
There were 6. So they're down to 9. They don't get crazy penalties.
Also, I don't feel like Alabama should have been kicked so far down. You know, they're what, 18 or something like that.
You wonder where all the AP voters are, Jorge. The majority of them are in that. You know, if you had a map of where the AP voters are, I would have bet they're a little more to the southeast quarter of the country. Anyways, your USC Trojans, Jorge, getting some votes for beating the hell out of Missouri State.
That got out of hand quick. I was watching it, and all of a sudden I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
I guess I'm watching the Fresno State game now.
I don't know. I can't wait to see what it's going to turn. By the way, did you see the Oregon Duck?
Lost
his mask.
Yeah.
Flew off as soon as he was running out. He tripped over himself and suddenly had to run back into the tunnel. He was like halfway down the field.
I found out about mascot etiquette. I guess you're not supposed to go and pick up the mask. I guess you're supposed to just run back into an area where nobody can see you.
It's crazy. It was crazy stuff. College football, man. It's crazy. It's so much crazy. I can't wait. I love it all. I love it all. All right. That's it, guys. That's the end of the show. 2 hours in the books. Appreciate it. Appreciate you guys' help on everything, and we'll be back at it tomorrow at 3 o'clock.
Yep.
So
appreciate you too.
Great show.
You believe in the Giants, Jorge?
Oh man, I don't know.
Well, you ponder that after this game tonight.
It's a lot of things happening.
It's coming up next, and we'll see what you think tomorrow. All right, Giants baseball next on 1430.
For 80 years, Fresno Pacific University has been shaping the heart and soul of California as the Central Valley's only accredited Christian